Hey, it's James Lynch. Wanted to do another video giving you an update on the Isaac Dulgarian betting scandal. This article was from a couple days ago. I was away last week, so I didn't have a chance to report on this. But this is courtesy of Damon Martin, who's done a really good job keeping on top of this case. Go give Damon a follow. He works for MMA Fighting. It says ex-UFC fighter Isaac Dulgarian suspended by Nevada Athletic Commission amid fight-fixing allegations. And if we check it out here, so this is like official now that and we sort of knew this was going to happen, that Isaac Dulgarian has been issued a suspension by the Nevada Athletic Commission after fight-fixing allegations were raised following his most recent UFC fight. Ahead of the monthly meeting held by the commission, Dulgarian was temporarily suspended by the Nevada governing body, who will vote on extending the suspension next Wednesday, which is today, and I do have an update on that as well. There's a second measure on the docket, with the commission also voting on withholding Dulgarian's purse from the fight as well. So this is new information in terms of, was he going to get paid for what had taken place? That's something that will come up as well. We know what happened here. Damon sort of goes over the recap. The suspension comes after the betting line surrounding the fight with Duval shifted dramatically in the hours leading up to the matchup. We know all that. Dana White's commented on it as well. I've done videos on all this stuff. So yeah, this was from, which day was this? The 13th. So this would have been last Thursday. And I happened to just be traveling to work the Cage Titans card, so I wasn't able to do a video on that. But yeah, so obviously we knew this was going to happen. The Nevada State Athletic Commission going to be involved in this. So as we know right now, again, the issue right now is the pay. Is he going to get paid for what he's done? It looks like they are withholding it. And then we got another update today, which is November 19th. So a couple days later here. Damon Martin updating here saying Isaac Dulgarian remains suspended after the Nevada Athletic Commission extended his temporary suspension during a meeting on Wednesday. The commission said his purse is being withheld was resolved, and that was pulled from the agenda today. So just kind of reading that right there. He's still suspended. No shock there. I mean, Mark Montoya, his former coach, said he doesn't think he's going to fight again. We'll see if anyone allows him to fight at this point with everything that's going on. Again, he's not with the UFC anymore. He was released. So extension, the suspension extension is in place, and then the purse is being withheld. So it sounds like he didn't get his money either. If it says the purse being withheld was resolved, I don't think he got paid for that. We'll have to find out. And then there's actually another thing on this as well. Let me pull this up real quick. Nolan King mentioning that, and shout out to Nolan, one of the best follows. I talk all the time about good media members and people you should be following. When it comes to like real news and doing the real work. One of those guys is Nolan King here. So Nolan's got the tweet right there. He says that Isaac Dulgarian was scheduled to have a hearing on Wednesday, but it's been continued to a future meeting at the request of Dulgarian's attorney. And as far as I know, this hasn't been like officially confirmed yet, but as far as I know, his attorney is actually his manager, Jason House, who runs Iridium Sports. So just something worth noting here as well. So yeah, it says he was scheduled to have a hearing Wednesday. So it looks like, according to Damon, that the update is that he remains to be that he's continued to be suspended, but it looks like the actual meeting with him has been continued to the future. So we don't know when that is. These things take time, like I mentioned in several other videos, like the whole thing with Krause, like that apparently is still going on too. So this is this could take a while, is kind of what we're getting at. So we'll have to see, like, just my personal opinion off what we've seen. I don't know if we'll ever see Dulgarian fight again. Like, again, there's a lot of red tape right now with everything that's occurred and everything that's happened. Obviously, there's a lot of layers to this as well. You've seen some of the other videos I've mentioned where it looks like the FBI is going to be, looking at everything, not just Dulgarian, but his team, his, the matchmakers, managers, all that type of stuff. So this stuff's going to continue going on for a while. And if you're Dulgarian, like, I don't even know what you do at this point. Like, you can't fight. Now, Derek Minner, I did mention, the guy who, had his let's find his record here, the one who was accused of fight fixing a couple of years back, the whole James Krause situation. He did end up fighting again, so he's 35, but he fought recently. I think it was this year. So he's fought back in June, and it looks like he's actually fighting this weekend, believe it or not. So he's continuing to get to fight. I'm sure Dulgarian can, but in the case of Minner, he's older, right? Like, he's a fighter that when he was in the UFC, he was sort of on the older end. I don't think many people felt like he was going to go on to like win a UFC title or anything. So it's a little bit different than that. Whereas Dulgarian's a lot younger. Like, if you look at his career, right? He's like in his like late 20s, I think, right? He's 29, right in the prime of his career. And this happens. It's crazy. It's crazy. Again, another thing I should mention, like, we have not heard anything from Dulgarian. We haven't even heard a statement from his management group. Like, right now, this is all up in the air. But what we do know right now, the NAC, Nevada Athletic Commission, has him suspended right now. again, Damon Martin says the pay was resolved. Does that mean he got it or not? I would lean on the side that he didn't get his pay, especially if this is all going on. And Nolan King reporting that there's going to be another meeting in the future. So once I get more updates, guys, I'll let you know. Right now, we're kind of in this holding pattern to see what is actually going to come out of this. Is there going to be criminal charges? Like there's a lot of questions going on right now as far as the future of Isaac Dulgarian. But we know this for a fact. He's not with Factory X anymore. His coach already came out a couple weeks back and said that's not the case. He's not with the UFC. They took prompt action and released him. And, you know, according to Dana White, and again, take his word, not ours, but apparently they've been in the loop with this entire thing even before the fight happened. So, you know, the UFC, especially with the Paramount deal coming up starting in January, they're going to want to not have any of the, you know, involvement in any of this stuff, right? We see what happens with the NBA and other sports where, I mean, baseball, since the last time I did a video on this, there's been this baseball scandal now with the pitch count. So this is a problem in all sports, but with the, you know, with MMA, like I've mentioned several times, you've got a sport where, you know, fighters are not like, you got the NBA where they're making really good money. MMA fighters aren't making great money, right? Like this has been widely known. So are they more susceptible for these types of things to happen? We'll see. And like I say in all my videos, and I got to say it here again, you know, there's been a lot of questionable calls from referees. You know, there's a whole issue with the Matt Frivola and Kyle Nelson fight back at UFC Vancouver with the ref, you know, didn't call a finish when a lot of people felt like it should have been. There was the Lucas Almeida and Michael Aswell fight. The reason those fights are not in the same category as the Dulgarian one is because there's no major line movement, you know, hours before the fight. There can be major line movement leading up to a fight. That's fine. But if it's happening so close to the fight, then that means that someone got tipped off and there, you know, were accounts, you know, betting this fight. And also one of the things that came out, and I've talked about this in other videos too, is that there were accounts that were not like betting at all, like had been dormant, that hadn't been used in years, that were betting on this fight. So again, there's a lot of smoke on this situation. Again, no comment yet from Dulgarian or his team. And we'll just have to see how this all plays out. But I'm going to do my best when I hear any sort of updates on this, guys. I will keep you posted. So right now, we're kind of in a holding pattern. We'll see what the, like if I had to guess, I think they're going to, while he's under investigation, I would imagine he's going to continue to be suspended until there's some sort of resolution here. And that could take a while. Like again, Minner, you look at the gap in between when he fought, that fight-fixing fight in November of 2022, he didn't fight until 3 years later. You know, Dulgarian could be in the same situation. And I mean, his career is essentially over anyways, because like, you know, he'll be what, 32 when this happens? Like, it's going to be hard to see. We'll see. I shouldn't say that because again, like, you know, he's a little bit younger than Minner, but like Minner right now is just fighting on the regional scene. Like he's not getting picked up by any of these like major promotions, like outside of the UFC. Right. So we'll have to see how this all unfolds, but yeah, tough way to end 2025 for Isaac Dulgarian with this entire situation going on there. So let me know in the comments what you think of what's going on here with the Nevada State Athletic Commission as far as, you know, what's happening to Dulgarian. What do you think of the pay? All that different stuff. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @Lynch on Sports. My name is James Lynch. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll talk to you next time.